I feel like elephants could hit on each other that way. She definitely wants the trunk, bro.
Oh,
she wants the trunk.
Yeah, for sure. She would be nuts not to want the trunk. Elephants like nuts.
The Ponder Freak podcast starts now.
What is up, Ponder Freak Nation? So glad to have you again. Welcome to the Ponder Freak podcast, a podcast that thinks too deeply into hypotheticals, real scenarios, and random questions. I am your host, Stephen Kelley, along with your other host, who happens to be...
Hemi, and boy, do we have a show for you guys today.
You know what's funny about that is I'm doing the hypothetical this time, so you don't know if we have, something great or not.
Yeah, no, I didn't say a great show. I said, boy, do we have a show for you guys today.
That's true. It felt like you implied greatness. Like, oh, boy, like we have something for you. But I guess if you just look at the wording.
I implied greatness, but still gave you actual facts.
We have something for you. Here's a bill.
Yep.
How depressing.
Enjoy paying.
All right.
Oh, man.
I hope you're ready for this story.
Yeah, me too.
It's not like a crazy long story, but it's still crazy. So this is the story of a 17-year-old. His name is Julio Gonzalez, and he was in Mexico City at the time. Not really a factor, but it kind of gives you like a backdrop.
Okay.
Kind of a background as to what's going on in his daily life. So, Julio goes to hang out with his girlfriend, and they're just hanging out, doing the normal boyfriend-girlfriend stuff, making out, that kind of thing's happening. Then they have to go meet his family for dinner later. So they go and meet, they're eating and whatnot. Julio starts convulsing.
Okay.
Hits the ground. They take him to the hospital. He dies.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts? Like, everything seems normal. The family's like, we don't know what happened. He just started convulsing. And there's a lot of things that could happen, but keep in mind, he's 17.
Right. Well, it could have been the food. There could have been something in the food that they were eating.
Right.
Right? It could have been poisoned by the family. No, I'm playing, but I mean, maybe, I guess.
Poisoned by the family. That's messed up. Let me go ahead and say this. It's not something you'd expect. So I want you to kind of just go out there and throw anything you think out there.
Okay. Well, I would imagine that you mentioning something about the sex situation or them like fooling around has something to deal with it. I would imagine it's some kind of, I don't know, maybe she had some kind of like parasite on her, unbeknownst to her and him, and it attached to him, and then like fucked him all the way up.
Wow, this is terrifying.
And maybe it's like instead of STDs, like now we have to worry about
like
parasites.
PTDs.
PTD, yes, parasite.
No, wait, that's wrong. No, STPs.
STPs?
Sexually transmitted parasites. There we go. I did it, folks. I got there.
Nice.
So,
yes. Stop.
So
Stop.
there's a possibility of some sort of super bug or parasite that within a couple hours of making out with someone kills you.
Precisely. You know how people were like scared of mono and shit? Like it was the kissing disease or whatever? Yeah, it's like that, but with like a parasite that murders you while you eat with your family because it doesn't give a fuck.
It waits till you eat with your family. Now that's random.
It waits until you're having a great moment in life and then says, now's the time.
So this parasite sounds like debt.
Debt?
It sounds like a real everyday problem. Because, like, when you're doing something, like you're on a vacation or something, like when I was on my honeymoon and I was like, using my credit card, I was like, this is going to suck. This is going to suck later. And that's like one of the worst feelings to have when you're like on your honeymoon.
Right. No, of course. Yeah, no, totally.
Okay. So we got like a superbug thing going on. See, one hole with that though, generally with diseases, which is funny because a disease, like it replicates until you die in a lot of cases, like AIDS and stuff like that. But there has to be a period of time for you to share the disease.
Uh-huh.
So in this case, like, I don't feel like a bug would work. Well, actually, I guess she could be a carrier that's unaffected by it, but can spread it.
Right.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
So she's basically like the Typhoid Mary. She's Bloody Mary, the lady that was considered to be the first one to have like that really bad flu that killed everyone, or what was it? Tuberculosis? One of those. She had one of those like old school diseases first and was the first one to like spread it to a lot of people.
Man.
Caused millions to die. Wouldn't that suck? Like your ground zero, your patient zero as they call it.
Yeah. How'd she spread it? Just by existing, walking by people? It was airborne?
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously you can't be like, oh, like, man, I can't believe she did that. It's more so like she contracted the disease first, but I don't think she was as affected by it by what she was spreading.
Right. No, I'm just wondering like how it spread, because you said it spread to millions. It was like airborne or like...
Yeah, a lot of those are.
Good God. That's terrifying. That's so terrifying just because, you could just walk outside and breathe air. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if something is airborne and you can get it, that's insanity.
Yeah. So with that, like one of the safe things to do is go somewhere where it's really arid, supposedly. Like where it's really like no humidity, it's just hot. Go live in a desert.
Right.
And supposedly that helps, but I don't know.
All right.
That stuff evolves and figures things out. It's just so terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right, so the girlfriend could be a carrier for a new disease. Good on her.
Yeah, disease, parasite.
She'll be remembered always as the one.
Something like that of sorts. You said good on her. Good on her.
She wouldn't be able to. Here's the thing, though. Like, after she passes it, it doesn't even have time because they would, he'd have to be cheating or making out with other people to spread it.
Yeah, if he spreads it. But maybe he didn't get to spread it. He died. So now the next person that she's with, they die pretty fast, too. And how crazy would it be if it was his dad? Bum, bum, bum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had the apple that fell from the tree. Now you want the trunk, don't you?
The trunk.
I was like, how do I...
Now you want
I feel like
trunk.
It's redundant if I say that the apple that fell, but you want the apple tree now? I don't know. It felt redundant, so I was like, the trunk, which makes him sound like a very rotund, round human.
Well, I agree. I guess you could have said the branch would have probably been the least humorous sounding option from all options. It's just now you get because you said, you had the apple that fell from the tree. So if you were to say now you have the branch, because that's where the apple came from.
The next step,
right?
Sure.
Yeah. Then I'd be like, all right, word. But you said now you get the trunk. This is the base of the tree. This is the foundation. Really is what I represent.
It got a little sexually charged.
Yeah.
It did.
That was, man.
The trunk.
Yeah,
she wants the trunk.
No, it's good, man.
I feel like elephants could
It's confident.
hit on each other that way. She definitely wants the trunk, bro.
Oh,
she wants the trunk.
Yeah, for sure. She would be nuts not to want the trunk. Elephants like
I feel
nuts.
like we got a little distracted there.
We totally did. But elephants.
It went to elephant mating versus her being like a Typhoid Mary kind of thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
All right, so disease is a possibility. Any other thoughts?
Let's see. So you basically said his whole day was he went, chilled with the chick.
Yes.
And then they went to go eat, right?
Right.
And
yes.
that's it.
That's it.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, or if he had some kind of, was this his first time doing anything with a female, or?
He was 17.
He was 17, so is this his first time?
So, I would dare to say no, but I mean, for the sake of argument, it's very possible. He was still a younger guy.
All right. So maybe she got him all aroused and stuff. Maybe they didn't.
Oh.
Maybe they didn't get to finish. Who knows? And maybe he had like a medical condition where, like, if he had too much, I don't know, stimulation of sorts, like his heart would start to fail. You know what I mean? Like if heart beating too fast. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Okay. I like that. No, that's possible, right? So, because they say, like with certain, like Viagra and stuff, like it you got to be careful not to get overstimulated, and it could like cause blur vision and stuff, and because the Viagra stimulates you,
right,
for the situation, but then like you got to be like you're pushing some limits to your body. So I get it. So like if this kid had a heart condition that wasn't known and then, is hitting those really high beats per minute just because like, oh my God, this is first time. Oh my God, first time.
Right.
And then he goes and eats something that's really like sodium heavy. That would even make your heart race even more too.
Yeah. What'd they eat? Do we know?
We do not know.
Ah.
This was literally like a 2-paragraph article from Time.
Oh, wow.
Time has gone, I don't want to say to shit, but there's some questionable. That page I was looking at was mostly ads.
Well, they're saving time.
Which is fine.
Less writing, more ads, more money.
Right. And then they had a video that just read the ad for you. And I was like, what has happened to us?
Wow.
Like, I can't read the 2 paragraphs. Like,
that's wild. That's crazy.
That's okay. It's all good.
Insanity.
All right. So, superbug, heart condition. Those are, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like we're staying safe. I feel like we're going with safe options. I want to kind of, like, what if she had, like, poison lipstick? Who is this kid? And, like, was he a target?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I mentioned...
But you kind of mentioned poisoned.
Well, yeah, I mentioned earlier the food poisoning thing, and you were like, well, I don't know, let's go...
Oh, well, food poisoning. I took that as a normal thing. But, yeah, I get what you meant. I get what you're going at now.
Oh, yeah, no, I did say something about, like, maybe his family tried to poison him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So I was headed down a weird path, I guess. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe they wanted him gone. And maybe they decided to do it with her there so they would be able to have somebody to blame it on.
Oh, a witness?
No, a witness or somebody to blame it on, somebody else who's not just them.
Oh. Yeah, just to spread it out, and it wasn't just a family thing altogether. Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And then they can get her fingerprints off of like a fork or something like that. And maybe if they've done enough research, they can place the fingerprints on like the droplet of poison.
Put it on the vial.
Oh yeah, on the vial that was put into the thing. So that we have her fingerprints. Like yeah, no, totally.
What's scary, like, we see this in movies and whatnot, and it's like, what? Well, I mean, there's some truth to some of this. There probably has to be, because governments are trying to find ways to do stuff.
There's got to be ways, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And they have poisons that just show no traces and just make you have a stroke or a heart attack.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying to me. There's just like
really terrifying, right?
Yeah. It kind of blurs the line of like where the good guys are and what they're doing sometimes. And it's just so
yeah.
And it's like, it was his time. He was an older dude. And then you look like, he was trying to change the legislation that, changed a certain law that protected people more or something. And all of a sudden he has a stroke.
Right. And then it's like, Maybe
this is when you put the tinfoil on.
maybe it wasn't his time. Maybe somebody else made it his time. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, tinfoil. Yeah.
You know what's funny about the tinfoil? I can't remember who did this, but someone went through and they're like, that actually amplifies the signals.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's metallic.
So if you're doing that to shield yourself, you're failing. But if you're trying to hone in on the signal with your mind, maybe tinfoil could be a good thing.
Yeah, wouldn't you use something like, I don't know, like rubber or something? Would rubber do it?
I don't know what would... I feel like magnets would block signals pretty well.
Yeah? What,
I don't know about putting magnets on your head.
What about, like, the Juggernaut?
I don't know what his helmet was made out of, but he did have a helmet that blocked signals.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, it also was there so we could run through stuff, but yeah, it had a couple purposes.
Was it made out of, like, adamantium, do you think?
I don't think so. But man, you are going deep.
Well, I mean, if we're trying to figure out how to actually block these signals, we've been doing it wrong. We hadn't even thought about it. Somebody did tinfoil. We all just said, that's how you do it.
Just to connect the dots. We suspect that Julio may have been a target for some sort of secret something.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe shielding of some kinds, definitely not tinfoil, could have saved him. and an example of this is what the helmet that Juggernaut wore in the comic books and in the cartoons.
Precisely.
Someone listening is going to be like, what? No, that's not, this is not.
They're like, fuck y'all.
This is not a good path to go down.
That's funny. I don't know, man.
Now, okay, let's hone in a little bit.
Okay.
The makeout session is the cause.
Okay.
It was not a heart condition.
Mm-hmm.
But part of the making out, and kissing on each other did cause it. Any thoughts on that?
Is it a bacteria situation?
Right. And that's where, like, if you're going down that road, I think that still keeps bacteria as a possibility, like whatever quick acting disease.
Right.
Or what was the other one? The poison, the like lipstick poison.
Yeah, see, those are the only things that would come to mind is that, like a poison situation or the bacteria situation. I mean, you could still go with you said the kissing was where the problem is. So you still could say that the stimulant, he was still, oh man, these lips.
Oh, maybe like a mental thing?
Yeah.
His mind kind of took control and like his heart couldn't keep up with his emotional state, maybe?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's an excitable person. That would be like, how do you... Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess I'll stay home, guys. I can't go to the bar with you because
I could die.
Don't want to get stimulated.
Don't want to get stimulated. So, yeah, I think that's all I got for that. I can't imagine what else involved.
You're going to be like, what, when I tell you?
Wait, hold on. Did she have a bug in her mouth or something? Like a spider that, like, bit him? Like, yeah, he didn't know, but, like, his tongue went in there, and the spider was like, fuck you, foreign tongue.
Are you saying she didn't know it was there? Maybe like a smaller spider that was really poisonous?
Yeah, maybe some crazy shit. Yeah, that was in her mouth. And then, like, she's kissing
terrifying.
him. Yeah, and then it bites him, but not her because it just lives in her. So
it lives in her
It just lives in her
like
mouth
under
now.
a tonsil or something.
Yeah, so
I'm just going to chill here. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like, how many insects fly into her mouth? Does she sleep with her mouth open that, like, a spider's like, you know what? Good call.
Well, I mean, I've heard, and of course, I'm sure they're rumors, but they say that you eat like $5 a night or some shit. Do they say that?
No.
Is that what they say? I think that's what they say.
Okay, let me explain.
I've heard some shit.
Right. There's a thing that says you eat 8 spiders a year.
8 spiders a year.
Right, but hold on. This person who put this out said anyone will believe whatever you put on the internet if it's presented a certain way. That was her test.
That's so funny that I find that out now. I was one of those people, I've heard.
You're like, I wore a mask. I wear a gas mask when I sleep. No risk.
That's hilarious.
No carbon monoxide. Actually, I think that wouldn't help. But no poisonous mustard gas and no spiders in my mouth.
That's
Thanks.
hilarious. No, obviously the thought of a bug going in your mouth while you sleep is super terrifying and disgusting. The simple fact of the matter is though that usually bugs do warm
and moist,
dark, moist areas, and your mouth is that. So if your mouth is open at night, I don't think it's completely not possible that a bug would go in your mouth. I mean,
no, not at all.
You remember, for those of you guys that don't know, me and Steven used to do YouTube videos, and
I forgot all about that.
And in one of those YouTube videos, there was an outtake because we were filming. We were in the woods, and I was laying down on the ground, and all of a sudden something crawled up over my face, and it was at night, and there was a what do you call it? Night vision situation on me. So
yeah, we had the night vision going. We were doing some weird stuff.
Yeah, so Steven sees exactly what crawled over my face, and I was like, "Yo, what was that?" And he was like, "I don't know, a night cricket." And I'm like, "A night cricket? The fuck is a night cricket?" But we looked at it later, and it was a little spider that just ran over my face, which was super terrifying. But a night cricket is what you decided to say. But I say that to say, bugs don't give a fuck, man. They'll crawl on you.
No, not at all.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
And I mean, throughout history, we've even named things because we're like, those things get into us, like an earwig. You ever seen an earwig?
No. What exactly is that?
It's like a termite looking kind of thing, kind of. I don't know how. It has pinchers on it.
Okay.
And just throughout history, they're like, those things get in your ears and burrow your ears. They don't.
They don't?
But people looked at them and they're like, those things want in my ear. That's an earwig. I'm sleeping with shit in my ears. I'm not playing around.
Wait. So, okay. So just because it was small enough, they were like, that shit might go in my ears. Therefore...
It looks like something that would burrow into your brain.
Right. But it doesn't.
They literally were like, oh, it must want to do that because it looks that way. Let's name it this.
That's crazy.
Such a funny...
Man.
But yeah, no insects. No insects were involved in this, but I liked where that went. Why does she have a spider living in her mouth?
Who knows, man?
That comes.
Who knows?
And the spider's like, oh, we're under attack. I'll protect you.
Hey,
home.
There's a new tongue in here, invader. So yeah, man.
Okay.
Shit goes down.
Next time anything's happening with Joe, I'm gonna be like, open your mouth.
Yeah. You want to check first.
Any spiders?
You got to look around for spiders.
What do you
look around for spiders? Or if you don't want to do that, just rinse your mouth really, really hard with Raid.
That's true too. She doesn't use mouth rinse
because Raid will kill the spiders.
Or
you said what?
Or I guess when you drink, I feel like whatever insect's in there should be cleared out.
What, like alcohol?
Well, no, drink anything, water. I feel like an insect would not do well in your mouth.
I mean, I don't think so. I don't know. I guess it depends. Is it clamped in there somehow? What's its abilities?
That's true. Because if the water just passes over quickly and it holds on, I guess it would breathe afterwards.
What if a spider's stuck to you via web? Aren't their webs pretty damn strong?
This spider has a nice residence.
I'm saying
that is such a scary thought. I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want a spider that I can rinse and it's like, no, I got this web and I'm strong and I'm in here and I don't need this in my life.
Yeah, he's just in there. That's where he stays. That's what he likes to do. It's where he likes to be.
All right. So here's what happened.
All right.
She gave him a hickey.
Okay.
And the hickey created a blood clot that went to his brain and killed him.
What?
Caused him to stroke out and die.
How big of a hickey did she give him?
You make it you make it sound like she was a vampire going to town. Like, was half his body like bruised from this hickey? Like,
no, I'm saying I've never heard of anybody dying from a hickey. That doesn't even make any sense. Where was the hickey located? Where exactly did she do that? It
was on his neck, so it was near, a lot of blood flow, but it created a clot. I guess she sucked that hard.
Bro, that's ridiculous.
And the clot passed through his system and hit his brain and killed him.
What?
There's been only one other case in medical history, as far as we know. A lady in New Zealand was given a hickey, and she had a stroke that she survived, but it still caused some issues.
And the hickey was on her neck?
I believe in that case too. I don't think there's that kind of details.
So is it a situation where we need to say as a human race, hey guys, it's not that common, but you can die by way of hickey? Should we inform the people? I
feel like that's a t-shirt. We need hickey awareness.
Hickey awareness.
Where's that group? Did you know 1 to 2 people out of 7 billion are affected by hickeys every year? No, not every year. This is like in all of history.
Ever?
Did you know?
Ever? And which is more than 7 billion at that point, because now we're talking about substantially more humans that have it too.
Did you know that 0.0000001% of humans are affected by hickeys?
You might be one of them.
You'd have to go way down.
You are, you are one of them. This is the ad.
Have you given or received a hickey? Did you know the risk you were taking?
Stop now. You may be able to get financial compensation.
You don't make it a commercial. What a waste of an ad.
From Hickey and Potts. That's the name of the agency. It's Hickey and Potts. That's what I decided to go with.
I feel like we could do a test. I feel like if we take this article and we're like, hey, this is, 100% true, this is credible, and then what happened in New Zealand, and if we went to enough people, I feel like a lot of people would stop doing hickeys.
I mean, I would not do that. All right, if we found out, medically speaking, that giving hickeys on the neck, and I'm sure it's a specific area, to an extreme degree, would cause death. Yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore.
No?
Well, unless she's like into it and she's like, I mean, let's take a little walk on the wild side. Don't go too
what
hard.
If it adds that extra spark that was missing? Oh, I could die from this?
I just said if it adds the spark. Nah, but you know what? No, I wouldn't though, because I think then if it's common knowledge, that would then be homicide, right?
Manslaughter kind of thing. Yeah, like not on purpose.
Yo, we might actually, if that was common knowledge, we might actually start seeing more hickey deaths.
Huh. Well, maybe we shouldn't. I guess we need to delete this episode.
Oh my God, we started it. We started the end of humanity.
I'm waiting for someone that obviously has never had any relations to be like, I've had 10 hickeys and I'm fine. This is bullshit.
I've died a bunch of times.
Yeah, I died all the time, losers. But that is one of the rarest phenomena that could happen. That is it. When I heard a hickey, can you imagine Dr. House, going through everything and then seeing someone suck on an orange and being like, that's it. I got it. Let's go back.
That would be hilarious for a Dr. House thing. But so this is an actual thing though. That's what's crazy. It sucks. I feel bad. I feel bad for the guy for sure. I don't want to make fun of the situation or make light of it necessarily, but that is crazy that is like,
yes,
you died from a hickey.
Right. Like,
I didn't know that was possible at all.
yeah. Like at any point, like when you consider your mortality, right? You're like, oh, like maybe I get hit by a car or a very, disease gets me when I'm old or a heart attack. Never was I like, oh, you know what? A hickey.
Right.
That's like the death lottery.
That's weird. Yeah, they say there's like what, a million ways to die, and that's one of them.
Yeah, that would be on that show.
Yeah.
That what was it? 1,000 Ways. I know. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, where they kind of played out weird things, like where the dude was a eating champ and like threw up in her mouth, and she threw up back, and he ended up choking on it and died.
Yep. And they would break down the science too for like why.
I heard a lot of those were fake.
Oh, that's hilarious if they were fake, and that they broke down the science.
But they were just presenting weird scenarios to be entertaining anyway.
And we found that this would be crazy, but it would kill you. Scientifically speaking, it would. It would just never happen. That's hilarious. But yeah, hickey, that definitely would be on the show for sure. That's super crazy, man. I didn't expect that.
No.
Man.
Well, that's the thing. When I read it, I was like, there's no way to account for that.
Right.
Like you could say any weird thing and I'd be like, you know what? Poison has a better chance of happening.
Right. So let me ask you this.
Something so casual.
Let me ask you this. Let's say you're engaging in sexual activity, right? Hypothetically, Steven, you're engaging in sexual activity.
Yeah, very hypothetical. I get it.
Hypothetically. Okay. And Joe goes to give you a hickey on the neck. Do you feel threatened now knowing what you know?
Yes, I think from now on I'm going to be like, "Whoa, easy, tiger."
Do you push her off? Do you is that like your sensitive spot? Is that the spot that you protect the most? You're like, "Oh no, don't touch it." You're like, you're ticklish most there too.
I feel like the more we do this show, the more of a prude I'm going to become. I'm going to wear like turtlenecks from now on just to, like what if someone falls on me and like sucks on my neck trying to breathe in?
That's hilarious. Yeah.
It's a risk now.
It's a risk. It's a risk.
The turtleneck's coming back. We have to protect ourselves from hickeys.
Yep. That's crazy. That's crazy. In a world of people killing people by way of hickeys, which is what we were talking about earlier, the prevention to such a thing would be to cover up one's neck with a turtleneck. Yeah. That's the solution. Man, not only do we cause Armageddon, but we find ways to save the world before this is even aired. So you're welcome, everyone.
Yeah. So when you're going out for that one night stand, always have condoms. Always have a turtleneck on.
Always.
It's a simple checklist.
Mm-hmm.
Be safe out there, folks.
Can you imagine like the lingerie of turtlenecks? The G-string of turtlenecks would basically just be like something around just your neck and nothing else.
So like a choker, which is back in style for some of the ladies.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. No, chokers are dope. But no, it would have to cover the whole, like a choker obviously is usually like thin or something like that. It's not,
So the choker with spikes makes a lot more sense.
Right. Yep. It would have to be way thicker with crazy spikes, but man, I wouldn't want to look down. I would not want to look down at all. And I wouldn't want to lay down anywhere.
There you go. That's just good for posture.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Well, I think we nailed down this hickey situation. Any additional thoughts, Hemi?
I don't believe so. I think that's about all that might be able to be said about this.
Are you going to be like, hey, go easy, when you're ever in that situation.
Oh, no one's ever getting near my neck ever again.
It's weird. Like, it's going to be a little irrational fear I have now.
Well, the thing is that's a weak point. You know what I mean? And you got to guard it. You got to guard it. Trust no one.
So she was, not to make light, but the pun has to happen. She was literally going for the jugular.
Wow. There it is.
I had to do it. I'm
sorry.
There
it is, and she did. What sucks is both of them the whole time were probably like, man, this is hot as fuck. Like, this is dope.
Right. Oh, that sucks.
Fuck. It super sucks. And then thinking about her, she was probably super fucked up. Because, like, what? They found that out? The autopsy or whatever was like, oh, it was this shit. And then what? Did she get charged for anything? Like, what happened?
Wait. See, there's no details on that. I'm going to say no, just because there's no way. You know what I mean? There's no way she would have known.
Yeah, but fuck. Can you imagine being her?
Imagine the family's really Christian, and the doctor comes out and says, a hickey killed your son. And the mom's like, oh, like, he would never. What? And then the girlfriend, who is older, she was 24. And the mom would be like, you were teaching him bad things, and Satan killed him.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right.
Like
that is what would be said, but that is a weird narrative.
All right, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. It's so messed up. Oh, anyways, guys.
Oh man,
thank you so much for listening to our show. It truly means a lot. Find us wherever you find your favorite podcast, and check us out on social media. Just search Ponder Freak. We can't wait to hear from you. Till next time.
Woo!